Hi everyone, I'm Terry and welcome to the Yarnjoy podcast, episode number 34. I have some finished objects, some works in progress, and a shout out today. So for my finished objects, I have four. Let's see. So the first one is I completed blanket number 2 of the 365 days of Granny Square projects. So as I am working through this project, this is a tutorial series that Nadia of Yarn Utopia put together on YouTube, and she did that in 2016. Yes, and so she put out a tutorial for a Granny Square per day for the whole entire year. So I've been working through those squares, and as I get enough squares made, then I put them together to make blankets. So this is my second set of squares that I've made into a blanket, and I finished it last week and put it together. Make sure I got it right side up here. Nope, I got it turned around. Okay, here it is. It turned out a very large size, I think. Very good size for a lap gan or a throw. It is 7 squares by 6 squares. Here's the bottom. And I joined it together with Red Heart Super Saver in soft white, and I used the flat braid join as you go method. So I'm very glad that I got this put together and finished. So now I have picked out a new set of colors, and I'm continuing on with my squares, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so that's finished object number 1. Number 2 is, I'm sure, well, probably the majority of us have seen the new Star Wars movie. If not, probably at least seen trailers or previews or pictures of some of the characters that are in the new movie, The Last Jedi. Well, this character is in the movie, and I thought he was just so cute, and when I found a pattern to make one, I just had to make him. So I whipped him up this morning. So here he is. It is a little Porg. It's spelled P-O-R-G. Anyway, I thought he was just so cute, and I happened to have all the colors that I needed just in my scraps, and I had the 9mm safety eyes to go along with him, to make him. And so I put him together, and I just think he turned out so cute, and I will be making more of these. Okay, so that is finished object number 2. Okay, number 3 is my the crochet along that we've, well, okay. I'm hosting it. It's not my pattern, but at the beginning of the year in my Crafty Goals video, I stated that I wanted to make a Christmas blanket for this next Christmas to have to put on my couch. And so there was quite a few of my friends here on YouTube that watch my videos that said that they wanted to do along with me, so we kind of turned it into a cowl. And the name of the pattern is a Christmas character blanket, I think. Christmas character blanket, yes. And it is by Repeat Crafter Me, Sarah Zimmerman. Let me see if I have a picture available right quick of what the finished object is. Yes, I do. Okay, so here is what the blanket is going to look like. And if you count all the squares in the panels, there's 11 sections or squares and panels. And so we've decided that we're going to do 1 section or square per month. Of course, the rules are pretty loose. I mean, you know, if you want to go on and finish it early, that's fine. If you start 3 months from now and want to join in, feel free, that's no problem. But what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing 1 square per month. So that way I have plenty of time to work on all my other mini projects that I like to work on throughout the year. So anyway, so for the first one, the first square that I did is complete, so I wanted to show it to you. This is the Santa square. And I did it corner to corner method using, I used half double crochets in an F hook. And what I like about this crochet along is everybody's kind of making it their own. If they want to change colors, if they want to use different stitches. I know some people are using double crochets instead of half double crochets, which are making their squares larger. Some of them changed the colors just a little bit. I used I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if, you know, sparkles don't come out on the camera very well, but for the trim of his hat there, I used a metallic, a Red Heart metallic white, which is a sparkle yarn, and to make it just a little bit different than what his beard color is. Anyway, so that is my first square, and so the next square that I will be doing, I believe it will be the Christmas tree square. I'm just doing it in the order that Sarah Zimmerman released the squares when she had when she first released the pattern. It's been out for a few years, I think, a couple of years anyway. Anyway, so the next one I'm going to be doing is up there at the top, the Christmas tree square, and I will be starting that in February, which will be just in a couple of weeks from now. Okay, so that was my finished object number 3. Oh, and let me just put this out here that I also started a Facebook page, and it is called Yarnjoy Podcast, and there's a few of us have gone over there, and we the ones that are doing this cowl, or just any of my viewers that want to come and share the pictures of the things that they're working on that page. So it's called Yarnjoy Podcast, and it's a Facebook page. So come on over and join us, and we encourage each other and give each other tips, and get to show each other what we're working on. So please come over and join. Okay, so number 4 is, okay, so since I finished the 365 Days of Granny Squares and got that blanket put together, I picked out a group of more of my yarn stash and some more colors to start the new set of squares. So I got 6 squares done this week, and let's see, I left off at number 87 from my last group of squares, and so this is number 88 right there. I picked out some quite bright colors this time. Okay, this is 88. This one is number, get it up, right side up, number 89. It's got a star in the middle, if you can see it. And then this is number 90. This circle here is done in the back loops only, and so it gives us this ridge design here. I thought it turned out really nice. It gave it interesting texture. Okay, this is number 91 right there, and number 92 is this one. And then if you follow me from the beginning of me doing these squares, you know that around 40, number 40 something or other, yeah, like number 40 to 45 or 46, something like that. I think when she was doing it, it was around Valentine's Day when those squares came out. So there was about 5 squares or so that were all hearts in a row. And so I've just kind of been breaking them up and doing one ever so often. So I went back and picked up another one of those, and this one is number 44. Right there is heart square. It's kind of like a granny stitch heart, I guess. Okay, and then and then that's all the squares I have for this week that I've done. I think I do need to go back and pick up number 45, and then I will be back on track. But I like to space the hearts around, so I'll pick up that square in a few weeks. Okay, so there's my 6 squares, and this will be the start of the next blanket. I will show you the colors that I picked out. I kind of went with sort of a theme, I guess, and what I did is I picked 8 colors this time instead of 7, And I think the majority of them are Red Heart Super Saver. I think this right here, this peach, oh, it's called sherbet, I think, sherbet. And I think that's Karen, it's either Karen 1 pound or Pound of Love, baby, maybe, I'm not sure. But it's a number 4 weight yarn. This is a Super Saver Royal Blue, and then that's a Super Saver, I think, unless it's a Pound of Love. Karen 1 pounder. It might be, I'm not sure. And then this is my never-ending supply of orange yarn that I've got. I'm still using it, so I'm still sticking it in these projects. And then this is Shocking Pink right here, and that is Red Heart Super Saver right there. And then this is a light purple, and then that's the medium purple, I think, Red Heart Super Saver. And then this is Petal Pink, I believe, which is Red Heart Super Saver as well. Anyway, what I was trying to do is I was picking like a dark pink and a light pink, and a light purple, dark purple, light blue, darker blue, that orange, and then I'd use this light peach color to kind of signify the light orange. So anyway, that's the wild colors that I picked out for this time. And I believe I'm still going to join them together with the Red Heart soft white. I think that's what I'm going to do for that. So anyway, that's the start of my next blanket. Okay, so my next work in progress that I'm going to show you is the shawl that I'm making with the Cotton Flowers yarn that I ordered, that came from Germany. Well, I ordered off Etsy, but it came from Germany. And it is a 50% cotton, 50% acrylic blend, and it is actually is a fingering weight yarn. I'm pulling it off here because I'm afraid I'm going to pull out my stitches, so just a minute here. Okay, so I got a few more rows done. I can't remember what row I was on last week, but now I'm going to start row 40. So there it is. It has transitioned into a white, kind of an off-white color, I guess you'd say. I got the hearts done, and now I'm kind of just in a solid section down here at the bottom. I have about 3 more rows, and then I'm going to go back up to row 28, which is right there, right above where the hearts start, and I'll do another heart section because I've still got quite a bit of the yarn. Let me show it to you. I have it in my cake keeper that I made out of cotton peaches and cream or something. Anyway, as you can see, I still have quite a bit of yarn in there. So I'm going to repeat the heart section before going on to the bottom section, and I'm hoping that will use up more of that. Okay, so there is the shawl, and I'm using I believe it's an E hook for that because it is a fingering weight. Okay, so my next work in progress is the Around the Bases blanket. I talked about that last week, that I had a square, and I was using a leftover, I made a square using the Never Ending Wildflower square, and it was with leftover mandala yarn that I had, and I just used it until I ran out. And so I liked it so much, I wanted to continue with it, and so I had to order because the Walmarts by me did not have the Spirits colorway, and so I ordered some more of it, having it shipped to my store so I could continue on with this blanket. So here is how much I've done on it for this week. I believe last week I was just where these popcorn stitches are, and so I got these section of these block stitches done. And as you see, it is transitioning from the gray into the darker, and then a very dark charcoal gray. And now right at the edge here, I can see some blue in the yarn, so it's about to turn into the dark blue section. Here is the cake. If you can see the colorway there. It's very pretty. I really like it. I made a shawl out of this as a Christmas gift for my daughter-in-law, and that's what I used the leftover for that middle square. And I just liked it so well that I wanted to get some more of the colorway. Okay, so this is the Never Ending Wildflower square, blanket square. No, just square. I think what she did, the lady that designed it, she turned it into a cushion. And she enlarged it and then turned it into a cushion. Okay, so this around the bases blanket, the way it works is if you have your own square that you make in the middle, and then as long as you end up with a certain number of stitches per side, has to be multiples of, I think it's multiples of 6 minus 2 per side. And then you start with the pattern and you add to it. And that's what makes the blanket. And so it's kind of like a sampler because you do different stitches in different sections. Okay, so there I'm working on that. It's really fun because you do just a few rounds and then you start another section of something else. I think the next it's called Around the Bases because it's kind of like baseball themed, I guess. And so for each section, what she did was a cowl, and she released about let's see, it's like 4 sections of 4 rows at a time each week. And so she called it innings, just like in baseball. And so I'm in the 3rd inning, I think. And I believe it's going to be a star stitch. And so it keeps your interest because the colors are changing on the yarn, and also the stitches are changing. So I really enjoy working on that. Okay, so now let's see. Oh, and then last week I also showed you that I was working on an amigurumi, which will be a birthday present for my great nephew. And I got some more parts of him done. What it is a character from the cartoon series called Paw Patrol, and it's Marshall, who is the Dalmatian right there. And I don't really have, I've got some more of his pieces done. They're all separate little pieces, but I have gotten 2 of the legs done attached to the foot. So that's kind of what he's going to look, what he looks like. I have his body done there, and then the leg, well, I got the wrong side here. And then the legs, see, will be attached like that. So I have 2 more legs to do. I've got the back 2 legs. Actually, no, I have but one side because I have the back and the back, and then I have the front also. And then I need to do the other 2 legs. And I think everything else I've done, I just need to put the pieces together. He is a Dalmatian, and so he's wearing a fireman's hat. And so this is looks more like a sombrero right now, but I guess when I get the shaping done, it will look more like a fireman's hat. I have to do a little badge that I will put at the front of it, and of course that'll make it look even more like it. I still have to do his collar, which has a little tag hanging from it, and that's it. I've just put everything together. I have his head, here's one of his ears. And now what I did is I bought the pattern off of Etsy, and I really liked the way the pattern looked versus some of the other ones that I was looking at. And so I went ahead and bought the pattern, and the only thing is the spots. She had it where you just you crochet them in, you just change color. Like for this stitch, it was 1 stitch, so you change to black to make that 1 spot, then you change back to white, and then another black stitch. But if you did that, you have to carry the yarn around the back, and I just felt like, well, the yarn will, the color of the black yarn would show through, and so I kind of did an experiment with this one. And what I did is I did it all the stitches in white, but where it was supposed to be a black stitch, I just used a yarn needle and black yarn, and I just stitched over that. So it's not top stitch, I'm not sure what you would call it, like you embroidered it on there maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, I think it made the spots turn out better, more clear, I guess you'd say. So that's what I did on these, and I'm really liking the way it turned out. Okay, so working on that, and then I should have this done by next week because, well, it needs to be done by the end of next week because that's when I'm going to be giving it to him as his birthday gift. Okay. And so that's all my works in progress that I can show you. I'm going to start working on a secret project, and it is going to be for a crafty swap that I'm doing with a friend here on YouTube, and I know she watches my videos, and so I don't want her to see this particular item until we do our swap and she gets it, so that has to be a secret for right now. But anyway, so that's my works in progress and my finished objects. And the only thing else I have for today is a shout out. I would like to shout out a fellow YouTuber, and her name is Sonia Jones. And her channel is Sonia Jones, I believe, but her podcast, the videos that she does on here is called Sonia Jones Crafts. And she's been on here, I think, around a year. And in the beginning, she was doing some other different types of crafts. And then she started doing some crochet ones. And she's got some really nice tutorials. She has a great tutorial on how to make a pom-pom with a pom-pom maker. And she recently, in the later episodes that she has on her channel, it's been more crochet, and she does knit some items. But what's nice about her episodes is the fact that she has been making garments like sweaters, and she's really kind of been designing the shaping of these wearable items, and it's just very interesting to watch her videos and see the things that she's making. She made some amigurumis around Christmas time that was really nice, and so if you have a chance, please go over and check out her videos and subscribe to her channel. Okay, so that's all for today. I've just been working on these projects and starting new projects, and really having to hold myself back because I always find all these projects I want to start at one time. So I've really been trying to rein myself in as far as doing that. Oh, I do want to say that as one of my crafty goals, I said that I wanted to learn to do the crab stitch. And I actually found, well, I don't know why I was having such a hard time, because I did it and it wasn't really that bad. I found a tutorial for left-handers that kind of helped me learn how to do it. I think the way I was trying to do it made it a whole lot more awkward than necessary, and I guess that's why it was frustrating me. But anyway, the edging on this hat here, if you can see, it is a crab stitch. So one of my goals taken care of for the year, that I did learn to do the crab stitch, so I was happy about that. Okay. So I think that's about it. I hope everybody is doing well, and thank you so much to my subscribers. And if you have not subscribed, please do, and check out my videos. I make weekly videos to show my progress on the projects that I make. I love sharing my love for anything yarn related, and I really enjoy making all the friends that I've made on here. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and like my videos, and I would appreciate it. We'll talk to you, well, we'll hope everybody has a wonderful week, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.